All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, let me get y'all's attention, please. Hey, Matt. Okay, folks, hey, listen up. We're about to get started. All right, this is the Judiciary Committee. Normally, we meet on room 200. However, they've got, I think, some budget meetings down there, which is just fine. We're certainly going to accommodate this. Want to introduce y'all to a few people that some of you know. Obviously, Brandy's here with us again. We are just delighted to have Brandy with us. This committee would not function, and whether you think it functions smoothly or not, it would not function as smoothly as it does if she were not here to keep us all straight, and we appreciate her being here. Ray Hawthorne, where's Ray? Ray's here as our analyst, and he's done it for several years for us. And again, we are grateful for the information that he gives us. And finally, we have our new intern this year, Caitlin Stearns. Caitlin, stand up, Caitlin. They know the rest of this bunch. We're glad to have her with us, and she will mostly, of course, be working with Brandy and getting all this, all these items and things ready that we work on every week. But we're glad to have you with us, and look forward to working with you. So with that, Brandy, how about call the roll for us, will you?
Hill.
Here.
Wadsworth.
Here.
England.
Here.
Almond. Here. Bedsole.
Here.
Brinyard.
Here.
Chestnut. Faulkner. McClammy. Here. Pettis.
Here.
Robbins.
Here.
Simpson.
Here.
Starnes.
Here.
Stringer. Tillman.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. All right, we are going to get started. For those of you that don't know, Shane, here he is. Shane, how's your mom?
She's doing great.
Okay, because I know she underwent surgery either yesterday or today. We're glad to have you with us, and we're glad she's doing well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, our first bill this morning is, or this evening, is House Bill 2, Representative Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I'm honored to be the first bill of this session in this committee. Quite honored. I have House Bill 2, which is parental consent for vaccinations. We've had this bill, I think, 3 years in a row. It's passed out of this committee 3 times. It's gone past the House and gone to the Senate. And just, I know because of the bill, just got caught up in the fight between chambers and that sort of thing, and got on the floor the last day, but didn't quite make it to the vote. What this does, it just says right now in Alabama, the age of medical consent is 14. So a 14-year-old could walk in and get any type of shot they wanted, technically any medical procedure. And so what this does, it just says that parents have to give consent for any vaccination.
Any questions? Did I take that as a motion for a favorable report? Thumbs up. Thank you. Say, all right, we got a motion and a second for a favorable report. Are there any questions? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No, thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Simpson, why don't you go and stay where you are if you want to, because I certainly am going to.
Sounds good. Start HB 54.
Please.
HB
Hey, before you do, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. 27, Representative Underwood has asked us to carry that over. I think he's working on either a substitute or an amendment, one or the other. So we're certainly going to accommodate that. We've had a public hearing requested on Representative England's House Bill 58, obviously, and we're going to accommodate that next week. And House Bill 40, Representative England just asked he'd just soon do them both at the same time, so we shall do that. However, I want you all to understand on HB 58, read it, be ready to ask any questions, because I'd like to take a vote on that next week, okay? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr. Simpson, please. Go ahead with, if you would, 54.
Your Honor, if we can keep this pattern rolling and just going through stuff, I'll be all right.
Yeah, I know.
HB 54 is a bill that this committee passed last year. If you remember, we had a judge that had an issue where a family showed up in domestic relations. There was a situation where the judge felt that child was unsafe. Unfortunately, he didn't feel he had jurisdiction to order that child to be removed from the home. The mother, once that hearing was over, and this was in Mobile County, after that domestic relations hearing was over that day, she went home and killed herself and the 2 children that were there. And the judge has been extremely heartbroken about what happened through this. This bill would simply just allow the jurisdiction to be there created where a judge, if the judge is hearing something, can create the jurisdiction to remove the child, set up so DHR and juvenile court can create jurisdiction to evaluate the best place to put the home, but this is an emergency ex parte orders to get something through.
Okay, I understand. Any questions? Any questions? Motion for a favorable report, is there a second? Second, thanks. We got a motion and a second for a favorable report. Are there any more questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir. Mr. Simpson, please go ahead with your next one.
HB 49, currently under Alabama law, if someone is convicted of rape or sodomy and the victim is under the age of 6 years old, the only punishment that's amenable is life without the possibility of parole. There is a movement throughout other states to change the 2008 case of Kennedy versus Louisiana. In that case, the Supreme Court held that you could not issue the death penalty for cases that did not involve death themselves, meaning it had to be a murder case for you to impose the death penalty. In 2023, Florida challenged that and passed a law similar to this, to where it was where if a child was a victim of rape or sodomy, the punishment could be death. That passed in Florida in 2023. In 2024, in Tennessee, a similar bill passed. The rationale in Kennedy was that it was cruel and unusual punishment. They said it was unusual because only 6 states were offering the death penalty for child rape and child sodomy at that time. Because there were only 6 states, they felt that was unusual, so they said you could not go forward and do this. This is an attempt to challenge that. There are 6 other states going along with Florida and Tennessee to try to show, no, if more states are on board, then it's not unusual, and therefore your rationale does not apply.
Any questions? Do you have your question? Sure.
So I know it's relatively soon, but has anyone challenged that Florida law in court, and what's happened?
The first prosecution that they went through settled. So the first time they charged someone in Florida under this new charge, it did not go to trial, and they settled without going to trial. What will have to happen? So the short answer is no. But what will have to happen is someone actually gets convicted, someone to go through the process of challenging that statute to have standing to challenge it from there.
Right.
But and the argument we will be is if Florida does. If I anticipate Florida will be the first one to get the challenge. If Florida, when they make their brief for the Supreme Court, if they can say, well, look at Tennessee, look at Alabama, look at these 6 other states that are doing this as well, we can be kind of support for Florida.
Thanks. Any further questions? Motion for a favorable report. Second. Got a motion and a second for give this bill a favorable report? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't realize it.
Well, where's Chestnut?
Where's Chestnut?
Oh,
Yeah, he's the one that wanted it.
Oh, I just saw this amendment in our paper packet.
Yeah, he's the one that.
I hadn't seen
wants
it.
to offer it.
Is this the one to move it to 12?
Yeah.
Okay. I had talked with another representative on the floor yesterday. I have 0 problems with the amendment. I think it is friendly with
I'm
the
not
amendment.
bringing it. I
I don't
just
know.
saw it in the packet.
will you bring it, Chris? All right.
This does put us in line with Florida and Tennessee. We're both under the age of 12. This puts us in line with Florida and Tennessee. So I
Go
would
ahead.
think this to be a friendly amendment.
Tell us about it then, will you?
I'll offer that amendment. He said you didn't want to offer it.
Well, I just saw it. I just said I didn't know, like.
We need a second on that.
We are establishing the pattern of Representative England and I working together this session. So
That ain't gonna lie. I'm just saving my energy.
All right, the amendment has been offered. Is there a second to the amendment? Okay. We have a motion and a second to adopt this amendment. Are there any questions concerning the amendment? Okey-doke, seeing none, all in favor of adopting the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, now we'll accept a motion to give this bill as amended a favorable report. I've got it. Is there a second? Second. Thanks. Motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Then all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, favorable, okay, fine. We got 1 no. That's fine. Favorable report. I understand.
The first shot's been fired.
You know, the fact that Mr. England has allowed, put it in such a situation that we could discuss it does not in any way mean that he is obligated to support it. And I agree with that. All right, let me get the next two. Look at House Bill 38 with me, if you would. We passed out of the House, out of this committee and the House last year, this particular piece of legislation. What this bill does is gives to prosecuting attorneys, as most people think of as district attorneys, and certainly it does apply to district attorneys, but it gives to prosecuting attorneys immunity when they are acting in a prosecutorial position or authority advising police officers of the facts and that are incident to that particular case. I will be happy to answer any questions that anyone has about this bill. Yes, sir.
Make a motion for a favorable report.
Second.
Good. Thank you. Is there any discussion? All right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. Favorable report. All right, look at House Bill 43 with me, if you would. Again, this bill came out of our committee last year with a favorable report. It passed the House. It's sort of like some of the ones we've already been dealing with. It got up to the Senate and just, I think we got hung up in gaming last year. Perhaps that will not happen again. This is a 30 split 10. So what it does is it allows a judge to have the discretion to split a sentence 30 years, serve a minimum of 10. The balance will be on probation. It also allows the judge the discretion at the time of release to place that individual in any type of specialty type court, drug, mental health, veterans, whatever type of specialty court available to work with that particular individual. Now, I do have an amendment. Let me go over this amendment with you if I could. The HCCA, the counties, were concerned that the 10 would not be served in a county jail. Just to be frank with y'all, it never dawned on me to sentence an individual to greater than a year and a day and put him in the county jail. I never did it. So, but I'm perfectly amenable to the amendment that they have, which says on line 61, page 3, period, as determined by the court. That's the split part. The minimum period of confinement provided by this subdivision may not be served in a county jail. So again, I'm fine with that. That's a friendly amendment, and I would ask that you adopt that.
Second.
So, all right, there's a motion and a second to adopt it. The bill then, as amended, I would ask for a favorable report. Okay, I'm sorry. Vote on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Any opposed? Okay. Now, favorable report is amended. Second. Thank y'all. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay, the ayes have it. This bill gets a favorable report as amended. It's got to be a world's record for the House Judiciary Committee. And since we have started with Mr. England and Mr. Simpson working in coordination, I expect no meeting to last more than 15 minutes.
Look, it took two things, me carrying my bills over and me not arguing with Simpson.
And both of which we appreciate. But we'll get on next week. See y'all next week. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, this goes in here.
Okay, I'm gonna go start the work that I need to do, clean everything up.
Just so,
He said, nice to meet you. Hey, he said okay, so he should have been watching your phone. All right, I'm going to.
just so Tuscaloosa could get over to y'all's chamber.
If I get friends across the street on time, still, it'll be a miracle.
You'll have to get him to hush. You're gonna have to get him to hush. Good luck.
I know, it's so close here. I know, as soon as I saw the name on the list, I was like, I'm gonna double check. Madison, Alabama. High school area-ish. I go to school. Thank you, nice to meet I saw that. I was like, shoot, it's really like that. I know, but you think even the underrepresented, I want to call that. Yeah, maybe let me know. Yeah, I want to know. I need to really see.
It might be a little different.
It's like my bestie. He's so, he comes to Alicia Plummer's office all the